Hi guys, welcome back. It's Sean Chow. Hope you're staying well and safe during this pandemic at the moment. But yeah, so today I'm gonna come back. I'm back, guys. Sorry it's been so long. As like I said, because during the pandemic I've just been so busy with doing stuff and personal stuff and my situations, isn't it? But I'm back to my channel. Hopefully I get some more views. So yeah, guys, today we are talking about something different today, guys. I'm going to tell you about my life experience at 16 in a funeral directors. That's right, my life experience as a funeral director at 16. So, here we go. Let's chat story one. Joking. So, what made me go into funeral directing? Well, I lost my dad when I was in year 8, and I lost my auntie who was like a big sister to me in year 9. So I had a lot of deaths in my family when I was young. So yeah, people dying left, right and centre. And I always thought to myself when I was young, what happens when they die? Where did they go or what did they do? So when my dad got buried, I finally found out something about funeral directors. But I was in high school, I never really showed interest. But then it hit me one day when I was in year 11 to say, oh shit, I'm about to leave school. What am I going to do with my life? So I did all my GCSEs and I didn't really do well in my GCSEs as I thought I would. But so I left school. It was over the summer. I did the 6 weeks holiday, collecting my results. And then I thought to myself, what if I can get an apprenticeship in funeral directing? So, of course, I used Google, researched apprenticeships in my area. This company came up. Now, I called this company and I went down for an interview with them. I explained to them why I wanted to be a funeral director. They would say it's very bizarre because we don't really get that back then. But I've been told now that it's more common that young people do now. So this is why I'm showing my experience back then. So back then, not. I think I was mainly the first one. Maybe back then when I was young, when I was 16, maybe I'm the first one. I was the youngest one. I remember. So I said to myself, I thought to myself, wow, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I left the training center, and then I had a call 2 weeks after to say that, Sean, I've got you an interview at a funeral directors for apprenticeship. My heart was pumping so fast with joy, but also with a bit of fright, because I'm like, okay, wow, that was quick and simple. I love it. So I said to myself, so I went to the interview. She asked me questions like, I'm not going to name the funeral directors for personal reasons only, and for copyrights probably, I'm not sure, but I won't name it, and I don't want people to know where I live anyway. So I went to the funeral directors. I went to the interview. She asked me questions why I want to work at the funeral directors. So my answer to that was because I want to give something special to that last person before they pass away. So like that saying, like you gotta give them final goodbyes before you finally lay them to rest. So she asked me these other questions, which was simple about my grades and my personality. I won't go into much detail. The last question she asked me was, on a scale of 0 being it doesn't bother you as much, doesn't bother you at all, to 10 being you're very petrified and scared, how would you feel about seeing deceased every day at your job and knowing that they're not alive? I said to her 1. I was a bit scared, but not that scared, because I've seen it all with my family members, and she said to me it's different. Now, when she said that, I didn't really thought, oh, it can't be different, it can't be that different. So I left the interview room. A week after, she offered me the job. I accepted it. The week after that, I went into the funeral. I went in to get my fitting. for uniform. The uniform, as you can see, it's the uniform they gave me was I got the white shirt myself. They gave me a black tie, a black waistcoat, a black jacket, the blazer, and they gave me the black trousers with the white, like a grey stripes down them. I bought my black shoes, of course. So yeah, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I'm actually coming a funeral director. So my uniform got ordered because it has to be fitted and specially wised. So my uniform come ordered. That took up to the extra 2 weeks. After that 2 weeks, I had to spend another week, which was for training wise. So we had to be trained for a week. So I went in and did all my training. My first 2 days of training was more about getting used to the ropes, meeting the team, and being in part in staff meetings and how we all works and where the building fire exits are and meeting all the casts. Yeah, all that. And then when he did, and then I did that. Then the next couple of days after that, so I did have 2 days. Then for the 3 days, yeah, the 3 days. Yeah, that's it. For the 3 days, yep, I 3 days, I was trained into dealing with situations. Like I was trained into how to make the inside of the coffin comfortable for the deceased, pairing the chapels for the loved ones to come and visit them, pairing the hearse, carrying coffins with deceased into the hearse, tending funeral, got used to all that, tending funerals in the back of a hearse. So I did do quite a lot in that week of training. So the week after that, I really first started my job. I think I started after all the training, I think I remember starting around October time. So I did all that, perfect. I thought, wow, my first ever time. So this time, even though it was apprenticeship, it was like a proper job. So I went in and I started the job. And then it finally hits you after you've done all your training and you're by yourself and you have that minute to yourself to have a cup of tea, just to have that little break. It finally hits you that, oh my God, I am actually working in a funeral directors. My experience in a funeral directors is a very busy environment, constantly 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just be like, and nurses, we are constantly on our feet all the time. No rest. We can at least get 5-10 minutes break. That's probably about it. Busy. Funerals after funerals after funerals, collecting deceased, going to crime scenes. I went to one crime scene, as I remember. I can't mention it though, like I said. I've been to people's houses where they've passed away. I've had that life experience. Now, people's going to ask me, why did I leave? I'll get to that in a second. But it was amazing. I got to see I got that feeling of like, I've done my job. I've let them at that final journey to where they want to rest now. So I thought to myself, amazing. I got to show people to the chapels, their loved ones to the chapels. We could chat with them. We get to know the person who sadly passed away. We got to know what they was like, and it was that lovely feeling to have that family, to feel calm and to talk to someone about it. That was like me. I got to sit in and watch a funeral be planned, which is the most hardest thing to do, to be fair. I feel like the planning the funeral with the loved one is the more hardest, because you've got to try and keep them calm while you're going through this process of organising coffins, their funerals and stuff like that. So it's one of them situations. But this is why I left. Because one day I was called in on my day off, because you would do work weekends, even on apprenticeships. You could work even your days off, they will call you in. So I had a call in because 2 staff was unwell. So they called me in to deal with a situation. Now, they didn't tell me this situation would be a newborn baby. Yep, a newborn baby. This is where the line stopped for me, because I said to myself, I was like, sorry, it just haunts me now. It's just so hard to even think about seeing that newborn baby lying there in that mosey basket in the chapel waiting for their parents. And I'm like to myself, like, wow. I'm like to myself, this is harder than I thought. As days went past, these was like, they didn't show me stuff like this because of my Armani training, because they were struggling. They had to do it. Now, for me, that hurt me the most. It broke me inside because I was crying inside, but in like I was like this, and I was there for them, because that is not about me and how I feel. It's about them losing that person they love, and that unfortunately, sadly that person was a newborn baby. So I had to be there for their parents and put my feelings aside, away, which was hard, because deep, even though inside I was still hurting, because it was the first time I seen it, and it was just emotional, upsetting thing to see. It was just a tiny little thing, and you just wouldn't, tiny little person, and you just wouldn't think, oh my god, am I really just seeing this? So I did that funeral, and then after that funeral, I decided that I'm gonna leave, because I had past trauma, like I couldn't sleep. He haunted me for a few years, to be fair, and he still does, because I still get that image in my head. So it's not all fun and glory as people make it out to be. My life experience is to realize that in a way, there's two separate things of being a funeral director. There's two things. You've got the good things and you've got the bad things about being a funeral director. I'll go for the good things first. So number one, you're there giving them their final send-off, which is an amazing feeling, because you're giving them that final journey they wanted so they can rest in peace. Two, you're kind and caring person that's there for the family as well. So that's a rewarding part and all. Three, you get to see different things. I've travelled around the UK to collecting deceased and past loved ones. I've met people through the past. I've met celebrities I won't go into, that's loved ones have passed away. So you get all that sort of good stuff feeling inside. You're feeling it inside, like, wow, I just really done that. That's amazing. So yeah. And then I'll go on to the final thing before I say farewell, guys. So the final thing is the bad things. So the bad things are, number one, you've got to be cold-hearted. You must not feel emotion at all. If you feel emotional, the job is not right for you. Do not put yourself through that. Like I learned my lesson. Two, you have to not, I repeat, not ever discuss anything that you are doing in there. Confidential, personal, confidential. That's why I haven't gone into much detail in this. You do not do that. That's the bad thing. So you can't go around telling your family that you're upset because you did this and that. No. End of the conversation. That's why I haven't gone far into the details of this one. So yeah, guys, mental health wise as well, you've got to be mentally stable, because if not, it's over. There's no point, literally, there's no point, because you've got to be mentally stable. You've got to be not cold-hearted, but you've got to be sort of something. You don't catch feelings as quick and easy as other people like me. So that's the downside. And also your uniform. If your uniform is not ironed properly and there's creases, they will send you home. It happened to me once. I came in, my shirt was creased. They sent me back home and I got a disciplinary for that, because you're representing something that's smart and amazing. So guys, just remember, if you want to get a job in funeral directors, then please watch this video and think to yourself, am I capable and ready enough for this? Because don't forget, it's different feeling from burying a loved one to actually burying someone's other loved one, and the process they have to go through. So guys, thank you for listening and thank you for watching. I hope you all stay safe, and if you have any comments, if you have anything, please comment below. If you've just watched this video, subscribe now to my channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and it's been amazing to see you all guys again. Welcome back. Stay safe, stay out, and keep sanitizing your hands, guys. Signing out, Sean Chow.